And we're live. Good evening, chat. Before we get started today, and I have a few things planned. Okay? I'm gonna be responding to a comment. And yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right, but it's just a short one, okay? It's just a short comment. I told myself I wasn't gonna do this anymore, and generally, I'm going to stick to that. Okay, to be fair, I never said I was gonna never do this on stream. I try to respond to comments, in fact, off stream, because it takes away from my streaming time, and I can comment while I do other things behind the scenes. But anyway, I got into quite a long argument with not just this person, but multiple people on this video today. And this video is over 2 weeks old, but yeah, it's 3 weeks old. They just can't help themselves. And we went back and forth a little bit. This person just first of all, I don't think he fully comprehends what the most recent SCOTUS ruling is going to entail, and what it effectively accomplishes is the erosion of our rights as citizens, and of course it erodes the rights of non-citizens as well, but we already knew that. Yeah, as a citizen of the United States of America, you now have less rights than you did the other day. Because basically what this SCOTUS ruling does, my understanding of it, and it did just happen, maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but I've yet to be corrected about it. This ruling basically allows the president to do whatever the fuck he wants. And the only way the reason why it allows him to do whatever the fuck he wants is because lower courts can no longer file injunctions. And that is very important. They said that these teeny tiny little federal judges were filing these injunctions and basically throwing a wrench in the system. That's the claim, right? That's the idea behind them not being allowed to do it anymore. But it seems that nobody is talking about the fact that the job of a federal judge is to interpret and enforce the Constitution. And these injunctions were the only mechanism of enforcement of these judges' interpretations of the Constitution. Now, the reason that this matters, and what they're always going to say, what they've been saying, is that, oh, these are little judges, these people are nobodies, their opinions don't matter, they shouldn't be able to stop the president because he's the big president, and they're just little judges. Okay, these people went to college, they studied the law. Donald Trump has never studied the fucking law, doesn't understand the Constitution, literally swore to uphold the Constitution, and then a few weeks later said, when asked if he would enforce the Constitution, he said, I don't know. When he literally swore an oath when he became president to uphold the Constitution. These judges go to law school, they have to pass the bar, they have to become attorneys in order to get elected into their positions in the judicial branch. And their entire job, after all of this, learning and studying and passing tests and blah, 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 and getting their degree, and then, of course, getting elected to these positions, their job is to interpret the Constitution. And by whatever tools they are allowed to enforce the Constitution. Now, there is no enforcing it. The president can do whatever he wants, and the only accountability that the president will now officially have when it comes to breaking rules, breaking the Constitution, breaking the constitutional rules which protect us, the only retaliation against him doing that now is lawsuits. Individuals can sue the president. You've always been able to do this. If they violate your constitutional rights, you can sue any entity that does this. But there is nobody stopping them from violating your rights anymore. Okay? Yeah, like, and when obviously when you sue, whether you're correct or not about the liability, there's a chance that you're not going to win. And I would go as far as to say that there may be a very good chance that you don't win. Also, states can sue on behalf of constituents. Those are the two ways of holding the executive accountable for violating the Constitution straight up and down. The state can sue them on behalf of citizens or citizens themselves, or not citizens, but constituents. But yeah, that's pretty much what's happening, and that is what I was describing here. Feel free to read this shit if you want. It's on this video. Ja3starr is delighted by latest SCOTUS rulings. Now, where is it? Alright, I still need to respond to this, so that is what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna do it live. He left a short, as you can see, I left quite a long-winded comment here. And as I stated in a different comment thread, yeah, I'm going to respond to this what I do when I don't want them to respond anymore is I just dissect their comment. I just, like, I go line by line, I quote it, I'm like, okay, this is what you said, and then under it, I put my response to it. And it's super effective. People will not respond to me for very long when I start talking to them in this way. I'll get like a few replies out of them at most. I think because I said this, I said I'm going to respond to this comment like I usually do when I don't want the moron to respond. Because of this line, I think he's been responding a little bit longer than I expected him to. But yeah, these two motherfuckers, they are in the weeds here with me. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. But anyway, let's go line by line now. Let's go. I'm in a cult. You are the one spouting conspiracy theories. Yeah, so this one, when did I ever bring up a single conspiracy theory? I assume what he's talking about here is earlier in this comment, I speculated, not with no evidence, but with, I speculated without hard evidence that perhaps these institutions, the FAA, the NSBT, I suspected that their interpretation of events was guided by the President of the United States of America firing, but like all of the employees that he was capable of firing legally. Probationary employees. He fired all of the probationary employees at the FAA, and then immediately planes started crashing into each other. And that's all I said. And I said, sounds like that could be, you know, linked to those two events could be somewhat connected. Oh, no, the FAA said, that's not the case. They said that. Okay, that's what he said when I said that. And so my response is, do you think that an institution is capable of fearing retaliation from the executive branch, which just fired all of their probationary employees? do you think it's possible that maybe they were doing positive PR for the admin because they knew what might happen if they didn't? That's all I said. I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. You can call it speculation. You could say it's speculation. I'll have to concede to that. Okay, yeah, it's obviously speculation. I'm not saying that's definitely what happened. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. That is majorly what it looks like. Anyway, what do I say? What do I say? When did I ever bring up that still doesn't make it a conspiracy, by the way. Like, just because I'm speculating as to the motivations of why an institution might, come out with a statement like that, doesn't mean that that I'm like conspiring. Like a conspiracy theory is like when you theorize about a conspiracy being a group of people conspiring to commit a crime. That's what conspiracy is. Okay, so a conspiracy theory involves that. And I guess you could maybe twist this into being a theory about a potential conspiracy, but I don't see it as a conspiracy. I never called it a conspiracy, and therefore what I said isn't a conspiracy theory. Do you understand that words have definitions? If so, explain to me what I said that was a... Wait, no, hold on. If so, explain to me what and how I... Wait, nah, that doesn't really work. And how it is that, I don't know. I'm getting lazy. This guy has been fucking blowing up my comments for like just all day, and all night, all last night too. It's crazy. You lost the argument when you attack someone directly. I disagree. Just because I ad hom you doesn't mean my argument is wrong. Yes, I'm going to insult you because I think you're a piece of shit. You're a garbage person. That doesn't take away from the substance of my argument. Address my arguments or fuck off. Alright, next. Instead of doing better, you prove instead of doing better, you prove you are indeed arguing without evidence. Okay. Instead of eating shit, this is a reference to one of our previous comments. He said do better up here, and I responded with eat shit. You fail to deconstruct my arguments in any... you fail to deconstruct my argument Overall, this comment was a nothing burger. If you're going to respond, please do so with any, like, something, like an actual narrative. Like if you're going to disagree with me, then deconstruct my comment. Pick it apart. With actual facts and logic. Yeah, yeah, he's gonna like that one. If not, I won't lose any sleep. Yeah. So feel free to just not respond. Post anyway. Yeah, and that is the way that it goes,